The Immigration Reform Law Institute began an investigation into stolen identities and social security numbers that illegal aliens have been using to live here in the United States. They found that over the past 4 years, there have been up to a stunning 39 million cases of Americans who have had their identities and social security numbers stolen by illegal aliens. 39 million. The study also showed that children identities were the most vulnerable because they don't have credit cards or loans under their names, so the illegal aliens using their identities won't be caught for potentially decades when they start applying for those things. Joining me now is the executive director of the Immigration Reform Law Institute, Dale Wilcox. Dale, it's good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Dale, this is a frightening story. I investigated identity theft long before it popped onto the scene. I'm going back 10, 12, 15 years ago as a premier crime in this nation. But you're right, and your group is right, that when you take a kid's identity, the criminals love it because they may not be 18 or 19 years old until they find out that all this debt had been racked up in their name.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Actually, studies show that kids are 51 times more likely to be a victim of identity theft than adults. And in the case of illegal aliens, what happens a lot of times, even if they make up a fake number to get employment, because we have a law here that requires employers to make sure their employees are work authorized, even if they make up a number, that number might later be assigned to a baby at a hospital, which a lot of states now assign Social Security numbers at birth. So even though at first it might be fake, eventually someone will be assigned that. But we've even seen cases where nurses are selling babies' identities to illegal aliens because obviously they need that identity packet, like this individual that allegedly killed Molly Tibbetts. He had a fake identity to be able to work at that farm.
Unbelievable. And so, you know, most of these cases, I would imagine, are workers who come here. They need a Social Security number, as you say. They give them to the employer, and then, of course, they go and get earnings, but they may owe back taxes now. And now for these earnings, they're either 1099 for this. The tax bill then goes on all of us, Dale, and we're left the ones proving that we weren't the person working.
Well, you're absolutely right. Not only does it impact the kids, because when they go to get their first school loan or car loan, they find out they have criminal histories, a mortgage, bad credit. But the adults, it affects also all of us, because if someone else is reporting income to the IRS under your Social Security number, and when you file your taxes, you're not reporting that income, you're open to an audit. Then you have to have the burden of proof to clear your name.
So for the last 8-9 years, I've been a business owner. Probably over the course of that, I've employed over 100 people. And recently, I got a notice from my payroll company saying that the IRS is now going through a program of trying to match Social Security numbers to employees, and you may be asked to make this confirmation. In 8 or 9 years, I had never gotten an email like that or a warning like that the IRS would be looking at this. I think that it's actually a direct result of the Trump administration trying to crack down on all of this.
You're absolutely correct. And in fact, until 2012, President Obama ended what's called the no match letter. The Social Security Administration would send the employer, when it received the W-2, they would match the name with the Social Security number. If they don't match, they would send what's called a no match letter to the employer. President Obama ended that 8 days after DACA was implemented. And he specifically ended it because he didn't want no match letters going to potential DACA recipients because they would not step forward, because identity theft is a federal felony. So that's why we got into this investigation. We wanted to know, so we looked at 2012 to 2016. There were 39 million instances of no matches.
Wow. So when you think about that, who did Barack Obama empower? He empowered the criminal, the illegal alien, who stole an American citizen's identity, and in the end, who was victimized. An American citizen, unbeknownst to them that they had their identity stolen. Boggles the mind that someone elected by the people of this country would put his own citizens in harm's way that way.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Actually, with DACA, President Obama went even further. On the DACA application itself, it says, list all Social Security numbers you've ever held. Well, that bothered the open borders crowd. So he issued guidance clarifying that question. It said only answer that, only list the Social Security numbers that you were legitimately issued by the Social Security Administration. But as you stated, President Trump has reinstated the no-match letter. So as of 2019, it'll be in full swing again. Employers will receive these requests to verify.
It's a good thing. To me, it just absolutely boggles my mind that we could go down a road like this. Look, criminals do not have a race to me. I don't care if you're white or Hispanic or Japanese. If you're a criminal, the government ought to be going after you for breaking the law and not giving you cover. That's the bottom line in all of this.
No question. It is the bottom line. And you have to wonder who, like you said, who do they represent? The American people or those people they want to bring in to get votes?
Yeah.
And it's shameful.
Dale Wilcox, you guys are doing great work over there. It's good to see you. It's been too long since we had you on. Do not be a stranger.
Okay, thanks for having me.
All right, you got it.